Hi, everybody. My name is Stacy Bancroft. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and a FIT certified trainer. In response to coronavirus, a number of practitioners are moving from in-person sessions to virtual ones. And with that in mind, we thought it might be helpful to do a quick review of how you would orally administer an ORS in a virtual setting. So to help us today, we're super lucky to have Brooke Mathewes with us.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Brooke. Brooke is a licensed clinical professional counselor and the ICCE Director of Connection and Support. Brooke has been using the ORS and SRS for 12 years, is a wealth of knowledge, and we are super excited to be able to learn from you today. Welcome.
I am so excited to be here and to help in any way that I can support people to make this transition from in-person to virtual. It's not too complicated, actually, so I'm happy to just give you an example of how I do it.
Great. So what I thought we would do is I will pretend to be one of your clients that has been using the outcomes rating scale in person in our sessions. And let's say that this is my first time completing the ORS in a virtual capacity. So maybe you can just run through with me how you would do that.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Hi, Stacy. How are you?
I'm pretty okay. It's a wild time right now.
It's a wild time. So let me first just check in with, I know this is a different platform. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I usually have terrible technology luck, but we are doing a-okay this time.
Okay, fantastic. If you have any issues with that, just feel free to let me know or stop me, and we'll try to troubleshoot as we go.
Okay.
So as we would normally do at the beginning of our sessions in person, we're going to start with having you do your check-in with me. Only this time you're not going to be entering it on the computer. We're going to be switching. So you are going to give me a number out of 10. So if things are going really well, that's going to be like 10 out of 10. If things are going really poorly, that's sort of 0, and then everything in between. And you can use decimal points like 4.2, 6.7, things like that. Okay. And just a reminder, you want to kind of think about how you've been doing since I've seen you last. I think it's been, a little bit over a week. And we'll just go from there and see how we do.
Great.
Okay, so the first scale is your individual scale. So this is your general personal well-being. How are you feeling about your physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, if that's relevant?
I'm feeling like a ball of COVID anxiety. And so if I was going to rate that one, visually in my mind, I'm placing it on the line. I would say like a 5.
5? Okay, sort of right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next scale is interpersonally. So that's your family and close relationships. How are you feeling about that part of your life?
Actually, that one's still going pretty well. So I would say that's more like a 9.
Okay. And then your next layer out is your social domain. So that's typically work or school, acquaintances. How are you doing in that aspect, that area?
Do I have some things to tell you about that? Work is uncertain and not great. And so that one I would say is like a 5.5.
5.5. Okay. It's actually a little higher than I thought you were going to give it. And taking everything into account, your general overall score out of 10.
If I sort of tease things out and think more big picture, I'd say probably like a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we'll hop out of there, and that's sort of where we would move out of the scales and into the session.
Great. So do you have any maybe tips, like 1 or 2 tips for practitioners who are thinking about orally administering the ORS?
Yeah, I would say that I think one of the things that's most helpful to me when I'm doing this is to break down each scale for the person. So if you just use the one word that's listed, you might find that it's a little bit flat, or they're not remembering exactly in the same level of detail. And so I just do it every time, where I break down individual into personal well-being and physical health, emotional health. And I do that every time. And the oral scripting also allows you to do that and gives you some language around that. So if you're not familiar with it, I would start with the script and then figure out a way to make it more familiar to yourself over time.
That's great. So this idea of making sure to reorient people, to explain what they mean, and really referencing the ICCE oral scripting suggestions to redo maybe people's established ways of explaining it in this new setting.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of like, if you don't know where to start with what we know is sort of the best example. And then as you get more comfortable with it, you'll just find your own language, but understanding that it might feel a little bumpy at the beginning, and that's okay. Just be honest and open with that with your client, as you normally are. That's what the point of all this is.
That's great. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to connecting with you soon about administering the SRS.
Great. Me too. See you later.
Bye.